Hey everybody, it's Chris over at Dixieland Farm. I'm doing this video with Millhouse. He's not going to contribute much to this presentation, I don't think, but he might. I don't know. We'll see. And today I wanted to talk about some budget, higher quality audio. The two don't seem like they go hand in hand, but they can. A lot of people are upset that they can't really spend too much money on audio. You don't have to spend a lot of money to have good audio. Octavio's got a great series, Guess I'm Just a Spud Boy, is his username. Great VC member, called We Jam Econo, about budget tips for on the cheap. Bad Edit Pro, JC, has some videos also about high-end audio for the thrifty person. His viewpoints are a little extreme. I think there's nothing wrong with modern tables, a project, with the great carbon firearms. He says they're awful. They're not. They're fine as well. But anyway, the one big factor in any audio setup is your speakers. Everything really comes down to your speakers. That's because that's what you're listening to, right? And speakers have a hard job. They're moving a lot of air, right, with the magnets and coils. They're inside a box, and they've got to move all that air to get to you, right? And to make that happen, the box has got to be built well, and that's a thing that's expensive. The drivers have got to be beefy enough, enough power to make that happen. So that involves then your amplifier, and how good is your amplifier at all levels, at low levels and high levels. That's a hard thing, and across the whole frequency range, also a difficult thing to achieve. So that's where a lot of your play happens, and that's where where your money goes. And one thing you can do to step up the quality of sound you have is to eliminate the speakers and get yourself a good pair of headphones. Okay, these are the Grado SR60s. These are what would be considered the lowest level of audiophile headphones you could get. They're about $80. I would recommend the SR80s, just a slightly step up. And you get these on Amazon, or from a lot of different places. The one nice thing about Amazon is you can buy them, and if you don't like them, you can return it. Headphones are one of those things that are very particular to a person. What one person likes, the other person may not like, and you've got to test them. And unfortunately, Grado is a small company and doesn't have many outlets. But anyway, now headphones have a lot less to deal with, right? They're smaller, so the quality of ingredients and manufacturing can be more precise, right? Because there's less that they have to deal with. Two, they less power requirements, right? Because the speakers are right next to your ears. That's the other thing. Speakers are right next to your ears, so now you're removing the room out of the equation. Feedback from the speakers to the turntable is completely eliminated. The power requirements are a lot easier. So you start scaling back, and now you can start focusing on a better pair of speakers, because they're tinier next to your ears. Okay. I happen to like the Grados very much. I find them very comfortable. Some people don't. The headband's adjustable. You can kind of stretch it out. It sits right on the ear. It doesn't cup the ear, so you don't get the sweat, and you don't have to feel all that pressure trying to isolate the outside world. But that's the other thing. These are open air design, so as much as I hear is as much as what everyone else hears. So if my wife is watching TV, these are a poor headphone to have on, because I'm going to hear the TV and she's going to hear me. So you may want a closed design in that case, or perhaps something like this. These are COS. I've ruined the foam that was on there, so what I've used are earplugs, and you can scrunch down and it'll expand into your ear. So that was easy to fix mod, and these aren't very expensive, and they're also very good. And there's a lot of bass on these, believe it or not, because they're right in your canal. Canal phones can have a lot of bass, so don't think that they can't. And also, even if this is, let's say you're really on a budget crisis, the COS Porta Pro Juniors are what I used to have. They're extremely light, very thin headphones, and they are fantastic. So those are great for train commuting and things like that. and they've been around, I think, since the '70s. They're a fantastic pair of cheap headphones. They're great. Um, so a lot of headphone enthusiasts will say that there's like a 10% rule. If you spent, let's say, $80 on headphones, you're getting about $800 worth of speakers in the real world. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but I can say there's more bang for your buck with headphones. Also because the other factors I mentioned of eliminating the variables, power requirements, etc. As you move up on the headphone scale, you might need a headphone amplifier, which can greatly enhance the experience. You can get a tube headphone amp. So now you got a tube system that sounds fantastic. And you start working your way into an audiophile arena, definitely with that setup. You can have something just phenomenal for $500. Big difference over $30,000, or $5,000 or whatever. $500, and you've got a fantastic system. Now there are a couple of things that are a little different about headphone listening. Now, if you're listening to vinyl, which I think a lot of you are, noise is going to be more of an issue because there's less of a distance. It's right there. You're right there. So you're going to hear crackle. You're going to hear groove noise. You'll hear ticks and pops, and you will either develop the ability to just hear past that and enjoy the music, or it'll annoy you. And that depends on person to person. The more you listen, the more it just kind of fades into just background, and you don't pay attention to it. The minute the discovery I had that wow, records can actually sound better than CDs was I was listening to a $1 copy of the S album, and there's an acoustic guitar song on that, and it was just I was there at the recording. It sounded phenomenal. I mean, I could hear when the tape hiss stopped between tracks. All of a sudden I heard all these things that just prove that vinyl can sound fantastic, and even on a noisy record. The other thing that's annoying to some people is because the speakers are right there. There's no crossfeed, right? So you're not getting left to right, right to left. It's a little more of a pure separation. So you get this head in the middle. The sound just kind of sounds all unnaturally in your middle of your head. Now there's some designs that can fix that. What they do is they crossfeed, right? Just a little bit of signal, just a little bit to get that out of the head. The one nice thing about vinyl is there's kind of inherent crossfeed already. The cartridges just aren't perfect, and there's automatically a little bit of crossfeed. So with vinyl, I don't think you're going to notice it. You might. CDs, you'll notice it. It'll annoy you or it won't. If you listen to, let's say, Rubber Soul, it's particularly pronounced on the CD copy of Rubber Soul. Just everything's right here, and then stuff is right here, and then stuff's right here. It's there's no nice spread out soundstage. So now again, I've got a real budget system. Just scratching the audiophile surface. That's all I can afford here on the farm. But I know some of you've got great setups. And I would love if you're a headphone enthusiast and you'd like to maybe do a video response. I certainly welcome it, and I'd love for you to show off your stuff and give people ideas and see what's out there. So, well, that's it from Dixieland Farm. Hope you enjoyed the video and give you something to think about. And Milhouse, what do you have to say? I'm going to get a new co-host next time. What? What's going on? That's all he's got, I guess. All right, everybody. Take care.